This is Wheatley, and I'm here with the Three Amigas podcast. And I'm here with Jake Leech and Emma HOlman. And today we're going to be talking about why school should start later. So, in regarding to that topic, what time do you guys go to bed?
I usually go to bed around 11:30. I just have so much to do, like, after school that I just don't really. How about you, Jake?
I usually go to bed around 12
Yeah.
after I'm done with homework and chores.
I agree.
Sure.
I usually end up going to bed on the later side, 12. I try to go to bed earlier, but I just have so much to do that it's just really not ideal. And then branching off of that, what do you guys have to do before you go to bed? Like, what tasks do you do? Where do you have to be?
Well, right after school, an hour later, I'm immediately going to work, and then I will get home, I have to shower, do homework, do chores, whatever, and then during track season, I go to my workout, then track, then I go to my work, and so it's just like, there's a lot that goes on, and then also we want free time, and so when we want to hang out with our friends, or we need to do something, like if Jake plays games, different stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely hard when you're an athlete to manage all of it, because obviously you either have practice right after school or a couple hours after school, and you're just too tired to really do anything.
For sure.
So I usually don't end up getting my homework done. I'm just too exhausted.
Yeah.
But when I am out of season, it's a little bit more bearable. But I do work now, so I have that, and obviously keeping up on your hygiene. You have to take a shower.
Yeah, for sure.
And you also have other responsibilities at home.
And there's also sports where, like, they have practices before school even starts. And so when they're getting up early to do their sports, like, they have to go home and shower and then immediately go to school. They don't have time to do that. So I feel like if they have workouts in the morning, that school should be starting later.
I agree. How about you, Jake?
I usually just go to bed late because I'll, lose track of time or just have a lot of homework.
For sure.
I agree, yeah. So, regarding to that, how does going to bed so late and being so tired affect, the first few periods of your school day?
I'm moving 10 times slower than I would if I was getting sleep. And then there's also, everybody's talking about how, bad caffeine and, having coffee and how addictive it is. But, we're starting so early in the day that sometimes it's, needed to even, start functioning.
I agree.
Do you drink coffee or anything in the morning?
Sometimes I'll drink coffee.
Yeah.
I feel like it's definitely, needed for me to even be able to wake up or, even comprehend what I'm doing in the morning.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel like I'm way more tired in the morning. My first few periods, I'm definitely, dozing off most of the time.
Yeah, taking naps.
Definitely not putting a lot of effort into the schooling that I do have in the first few periods rather than
and
after lunch.
It's not even that, you don't want to. It's, mentally you just can't because there's just tired.
I just think because of with all the time crunch we have, it's just mentally and physically exhausting with always being go, 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 do this, do this, do this. Sometimes you need a break, even if it's just not sleeping, which is why I think that school should start later.
We also don't get to take naps after school. Being busy, we don't have time for that.
I agree. What about you, Jake?
During the first few periods, I feel like a zombie. I feel like I'm just zoning out a lot.
I agree, yeah. And also, going with that, being tired can also affect you socially. So, I feel like I definitely don't want to put as much effort into my friends, or I develop a bad attitude when I'm too tired to do anything. And I just feel like that it definitely affects you more than what people would think. And it's definitely scientifically proven that it is better for you mentally and physically to have more hours of sleep, and we could definitely solve that by starting school later.
I agree.
How does it affect you guys socially?
I would say that in the mornings I barely talk at all, and that also goes into when I don't have energy and I don't feel good about my day, then I'm also slacking off in school. So I feel like all of it comes together.
I agree. So we're going to have to wrap this episode up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure you stay tuned for our next episode. This was a Three Amigos podcast.